Just 10 days ago, Honda was still interested in cooperating, possibly merging, taking over Nissan. Really, it's a takeover. Honda's still saying, hey, we can make this happen as long as Nissan kicks their CEO Uchita-san to the curb. Well, guess what's happening? All right, this is evolving quickly. Obviously, just 10 days later, Nissan CEO Makota Uchita's future is uncertain ahead of management shakeup. We also have potential candidates already in line within Nissan to take his role. So guys, don't count Honda out of taking over Nissan quite yet. We're going to get into this. This is such a fascinating story. The things we're hearing seemingly every other day about this failed merger talk now. But just because it's off the stove, it's in the refrigerator, doesn't mean it can't be put back on the stove before it spoils completely. Guys, if you like this, smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Speaking of Honda, I am driving later this month a Honda Passport, and next week I leave for San Diego to drive the Acura ADX, their new compact or subcompact crossover. Can't wait to drive it. Tell you all about it. All right. So Nissan CEO Uchita, future is uncertain on ahead of management shakeup. All right. The latest report, though, is Nissan veteran Jeremie Papin could be tapped as interim CEO. Doesn't mean long term, it means short term. I looked up his resume because it's public knowledge over on Nissan. I mean, this guy, I feel like he's a relic. He's a relic from the Renault, Mitsubishi, Nissan alliance, okay? As well as this other guy that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I mean, he was in Paris for school. He was a research analyst up until 2009 for about 10 years. And then he went to Renault Nissan as a financial advisor. And then he jumped around. But since 2018, he has been a part of North American Nissan. And North American Nissan since 2018 is a shadow of its former self. A part of that is Carlos Ghosn, the former CEO of the Renault Mitsubishi Nissan. He was never CEO of Mitsubishi, but he was of Renault and Nissan. And he was like maybe one of the first people ever, Carlos Ghosn, to be a CEO of two Fortune 500 companies at the same time. Something crazy like that. Anyways, he got sacked. He got incarcerated in Japan in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. Of course, he escaped through musical luggage and is residing now in Lebanon. But in 2018 is where we saw huge drops in sales volume for Nissan and Renault, I'm sure, too. All right. But he's been a part of Nissan North America for the last, I don't know, was this 7 years, 8 years now? Is this a guy you want captaining this boat that's sinking? I'm not so sure, but let's get into the report, what they're saying about it. Over at Automotive News, Nissan North American veteran Jeremie Papin can serve as interim CEO of the automaker, replacing Makota Uchita as the company tries to reinvent itself, really. Uchita could be eased out in a management overhaul as early as mid-March, with Papin, the current CFO, filling in while Nissan Motor Co. finds a successor. Okay, so he would just be short-term. Nissan board members have expressed frustration with the pace and depth of Uchita's reform and have been considering possible successors. Some on the board value leadership continuity to see Nissan through this crisis. I get it, because you would think the people who have been with Nissan care the most about Nissan, but the people that have been steering Nissan have not been steering it very well. We know this. Due to a lack of hybrids, a lack of competitive product, fresh product here in the United States, doubling down on their CVTs for too long, that sort of thing. Other board members maintain that a new chief should be brought in to execute more radical reforms than what Uchita has implemented, or spearhead a fresh era of working with a partner. Could that be Honda? Could that be Foxconn? Uchita has led Nissan for almost 6 years. A change in leadership now would be an unusual cadence of Japan's auto sector, but one sticking point has been the lack of heir apparent, people familiar with the matters. Does anyone within Nissan want that CEO job? Does any of them have this magical idea that would fix Nissan's worries, that would fix all their shortcomings? It cannot happen overnight. Nissan employs, I don't know, around 100,000 people are used to before they started laying people off. Someone's got to be able to steer the ship adequately, you would think. Papin, the former head of Nissan's troubled North American division, became the CFO from Stephen Ma. Now, Stephen Ma randomly, out of nowhere, stepped down, which is worrisome. He's like, I'm out. I can't figure this Nissan thing out. I'm not getting the support I need. I don't know why he stepped down. No one, that was never communicated why Stephen Ma, as CFO of Nissan, stepped down. Ma was head over Nissan's Chinese business, which has been radically contracting over the past 3, 4, 5 years. So about 2 weeks ago, Uchita said more personnel changes will come by the end of March. The next phase will cull about 20% of the top leadership for faster decision making and the promotion of younger leaders. That seems like a very radical take for a Japanese CEO for sure. The flattened chain of command will do away with an entire stratum of corporate officers. That maybe there's just too much. There are too many people who have an opinion, have too much to say, and nothing can get done. All right, Nissan typically announces regular annual leadership changes in March to take effect in April. A new CEO could start the job in April and join the board in June. Why is Papin being tapped here? It's not like the North American division is doing great. It's been doing better than China, that's for sure. But Nissan outside of those two big markets is not very strong anywhere. So you would want someone who has knowledge in the North American market. That is their ticket. If they can succeed in North America, they'll be fine. All right, especially with the currency exchange windfall. But Papin, a former Renault executive, like I mentioned, he's been plopped in there from the French command. All right, he joined Nissan in 2018 from Renault. He's likely to be tapped partly because he is more open to Honda's proposal to make Nissan a subsidiary. Guys, think about that. Think about that. This guy's being considered because he is going to work with Honda more than likely. All right. And that goes back to our original article, Honda ready to revive takeover talks if Nissan CEO Uchita leaves. Is Honda somewhere in the background pulling the strings? I have no idea, but it's fun to think about. Is Honda trying to get Papin in? Honda can take over Nissan. I don't know. It's very interesting. Honda's overture. Now there's this other guy, Guillaume, I could be butchering that, Cartier, appointed last fall as a new CPO, Chief Performance Officer. He's also seen as a candidate to succeed Uchita. And both him and Papin, Cartier and Papin, are seen as more amenable to re-engagement with Honda, another person close to the management. So this is just another source saying these two French guys want Honda to essentially come in and clean shop. Neither man is a director on the current board. I don't know how much of a chance do they have to getting in as CEO or interim CEO. This one-line paragraph here lets me know that Nissan is in a similar boat to Stellantis. Stellantis fired Carlos Tavares, late last year? And they still don't have a CEO. And they just posted that they lost in the second half of last year, like almost $2 billion. Stellantis is a mess. So is Nissan. So the company leaders are saying that tapping a temporary successor now would be an admission that the company's nomination committee has no idea, no clear succession plan. They don't have a succession plan. I mean, they don't even know what to do with Uchita. Do we keep Uchita? Do we keep him out? If we keep him out, maybe we'll go to Honda. Management is divided over whether it is wise to simply drop Uchita without a clear idea for a full-time replacement. Uchita has even said recently that it is not his intention to hang on to the position. He says, "I'm prepared to hand over this position to my successor," but there is no successor, or at least there's no current successor. All right, there eventually will be. Uchita won't be CEO of Nissan forever, and probably not for much longer, like the next month, maybe a couple months, maybe the first half of this year. He's got an expiration date and it's coming up quick. But he says, before we hand this over, just stepping down without any improvement is a bit irresponsible, right? He's prideful. He doesn't want the company to just fall into ruin. But like Uchita, just give it up, man. But that's the thing. Like, just give it up. You're already wealthy at this point. Just step away, retire. How old is he? Uchita's only 58. His job must be stressful as hell. This does not look like a 58-year-old. He looks like 68. I don't know. Maybe this is just like a bad take on him. But this guy looks like a man that cannot sleep. He has no fun in his life. I feel bad for him. He's making a lot of money, but I don't know if it's worth it. And who's going to take this job and be aged 10, 15 years to be Nissan CEO? Do I want Honda to take them over? Not really, but what are Nissan's options right now? Like, they're a sinking ship. It's sinking fast. Their leadership apparently is not taking enough steps to reform the company to make it profitable. And as a result, we need new leadership. Uchita-san, he looks more like 58 here. And there's Papin in the background. I don't know, guys. Nissan's problems, there's just not like an easy button here. They need hybrids 10 years ago in America. They need fresh lineups. I've said it over and over. I really like the new kicks. The Pathfinder is great. The Frontier is my favorite midsize pickup truck. The Armada it's fantastic. The new Armada is really, really good. Yeah, this is kind of like here's Papin, here's Uchita. Like, what's Nissan gonna do? I'll see you guys in the comments. Long live Nissan. Peace out.